man. It's supposed to be a tropical storm, but I'm gonna tell y'all what that goes out when we have a tropical storm is crazy. Every grocery store I went to was packed. It don't help that it's the first of the month. I do remember that, people get their money and stuff like that, which is cool. But man, when I tell you it was a rush on drinks, water, everything you could think of right now at the grocery store, it was truly, it lets you know. But the one thing that's always eye-opening to me, y'all, whenever you go to the grocery store, when you know a natural disaster or something's about to happen, it's really eye-opening to people that are very nervous up in there, man. It is. And you can actually see it in their eyes. It's like when you're not prepared, but you have to get things early on. Just to make a precaution for us, y'all, I'll fit up all of our water things. I don't know how bad it may get. I just had a little something on my shoulder. I don't know if it was God or somebody saying, this be smart. We're pretty good with food, supplies, but make sure you got everything you need to get tonight. You know what I mean? I probably won't sleep as heavy as I normally would because I do think it's going to be crazy. If they close down a metro line or a bus line in your city, oh yeah, it's about to get rocking tonight. So Hurricane Burrow is not playing for the United States, y'all. Hurricane watch, tropical storm, maybe 5 or 6 inches of rain. That could be a little bit of flooding for some areas, but it's just mindful that you take care of yourself. Check in with your people. I'm going to shoot a text to all my people, let them know that we good, but definitely make sure you watch it, you see what's going on. Hurricane Burrow is nothing to play with. Tropical storm warning. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Share the video, baby. Share it as we get into our normal edition of Live on Sunday. Live, man. Like we always say, y'all, Sunday, the first day of the week. It's the first day you get your mental reset. You get to see what's going on with you, your life, your family. The first day you truly get to chop up game and just see where this week is going. It's been a lot going on this week, Rob. If you have not noticed, man, it's been a lot going on socially, straightening, hip-hop, basketball, and a lot of cultural influences that you did not know. Today's topic is going to be a shift in culture. Drake's misstep on what he think his impact was. Stephen A. Smith's strange comments. And Bronny James, Team USA, and also criticism that we have for each other. Before I dive into it, y'all, hot off the press, Arthur Crowder's book is available right now. I got it edited, posted, and ready. Mr. Terrell Crowder, your author, Strings I Wish Our Parents Would Have Taught Us, is ready for purchase, man. So excited. I can't wait for y'all feedback, good, bad, or trash. Let me know. Second installment, starting my writing journey, my self-growth, everything journey, man. As long as you're spending time working on yourself, growing, helping, learning, and working on yourself, brother, all the doors will be open for you. Trust me. So let's dive into it, man. Oh, before I dive into that, make sure you get your goals this week, y'all. How did you do? Did we check in? Did we make sure we hit everything we want to do last week? Did you check on your people? Did you call? Did you do skill development? Did you grade yourself? I graded myself minus last week, y'all. Didn't go to the gym as much as I like, but did the mental, the social, the spiritual goals, got everything knocked out and cracked in. How do you grade yourself? What you do, baby? As we reflect and look over our past 7 days. 7 days is a long time to get stuff done. What you do? What you do? So, our first topic will be about the legendary. If y'all don't know him, he is the king of hip-hop, Kenderick Lamar. One thing that was very powerful to me this week, y'all, is that when his video drops, you really see Kendrick is a student of the game. People always say, man, I'm tired of the video. I'm tired of the Night Like That song. No, what you're tired of is a culture shift. What you're tired of is that this is showing that once was really going on is gone. What Kendrick did, y'all, was shine a light on people. He put a land in the sand. And it's kind of funny because you hear the word delineation, you hear words being used, but the culture's delineating a lot. When you hear the song Not Like Us, what you got to understand is that he's putting his stamp on what hip hop is. Hip hop was created during the Great Migration period of the United States. It was created when Jim Crow was forcing the Great Retreat, forcing Black Americans to leave their lands through racial crimes, through lynching, through a lot of events that was going on in this country that you should be aware of. When many Blacks moved to New York City, Chicago, and different places like that, they were poor, impoverished areas. In the Bronx, they were people from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Look at the train lines. You can always tell where somebody's from. As they got to these areas, these young men and women, first off, we've been integrated, right? You did not know the Civil Rights Bill, the Great Society was signed. That's when forced integration wanted to happen, right? That means all the schools that were once segregated began to get integrated. That means all those factory jobs that were segregated began to get integrated. When they moved to these areas, their families leaving their small town, moving to a large metropolitan city, what did the youth have? They had time. They already had a radical ideology. You got to understand, the Black Panthers was around, MLK, Malcolm X. So the unity movement of going about their thoughts, they made music about it. So when we see hip hop being created, remember, it's a movement of music of resistance. That's why you hear them songs, Fight the Power, I'm Black and I'm Proud, The Bridge. All of those early hip hop anthems in its original form are about resistance. If you did not know, let's go ahead. I love to hit the 5 hip hop points. Hip hop is about rhyming. How good are you on the mic? Lyricism, conscious level, b-boying, how do you dance, graffiti, and the DJing aspect. What Kendrick did was reroute that to go that way. So when he is going at the Drake, you got to understand he is rerouting what the culture needs to emphasize. And the song really is a Black American anthem, right? So when you hear the word not like us, he's speaking of, yo, you're not like us making songs that resonate. You're not like us by making your impact stamp. You're not like us by pushing the culture forward. You are not like us because the elements on what hip hop is, you don't currently have. People aren't tired of hearing that song. They're tired of hearing it speaking to them. And what is it speaking to them? Number one, what was once acceptable has changed. I don't really know if many people know the vernacular in which many Blacks in America refer to themselves as changed. The term African American was given by Jesse Jackson, right? I'm going to say 2 years ago, with the younger crowd and where we're going, that is no longer an acceptable term. African Americans are used for first generation African, which is true. Now, people don't even understand the culture shift to identify themselves as Black Americans to specify, who they are, their story, and their origin roots. As we are seeing that delineation movement go around, you see Kendrick champion that with the song. Now, the song is a diss record. We know hip hop is a beef, a contact sport. However you want to do it, that's how all of ours is. It's always been a cocky confrontational thing among us. It's just expressive how we are, right? But he channels that energy to make it clear by drawing boundaries and borders around the town. Hey, you're not like us from the soil. We are hip hop. I don't live or love hip hop. We are it. I heard something really good recently. When did you fall in love with it? I don't think I ever had to. I think it was just our life. I think it was just my upbringing. It was just my pops. It was just, even though my upbringing is not the big city feel, it's just the resistance that you felt. It's the energy, it's the thought process, it's the way we go about it. It was already there. I didn't have to get implanted for what hip hop was. It was already in me. I didn't naturally know until I really got older that I had to champion that energy already. The energy for, this is what we stand for. The energy for saying, I'm a Black man 24/7. No code switching, no none of that. It's just who we are. I never even knew that was a thing, y'all, until I really got in the workplace. I didn't know that some brothers try to emphasize and change who they are. I'm just who I am around you, around everyone else. Now, I may not speak the same in all my settings, of course, right? But as far as the energy, how I am, how I carry myself, it's the same. But I did not know that a lot of brothers change that every once in a while, right? They change how I need to be, how I am, when literally it's the same set of principles. I say all that to say that when he is talking about these songs and these roots of their actions, that's what he's speaking about. And when people don't know what Kendrick did is so deep to this day, did you know that Kendrick has never marketed and promoted his song? Think about it for a second. He's never done a promo reel about it. He's never marketed it. He performed it live on Juneteenth. He dropped it on Twitter and Instagram. He dropped a music video. What marketing or promotion has he done? Zero. You see his fan and hip-hop enthusiasts hype it up. You see people like me, other people talking about the record. It ain't K-Dot. No, he's not. So it's kind of funny when I hear people say, I'm tired of hearing it, or I'm tired of hearing it. Nah, what you're tired of hearing is the culture resetting itself. Your moves. I always say less than necessary. Kendrick is doing it real time. Appear weak when you are strong. When Drake dropped the records, drop, now you ain't running now. He literally appeared weak to him. It was 3 weeks, 17 days almost before he responded. Remember, he responded when he was ready. The art of war. When the attack came through, I came through nuclear, a headshot right between the eyes. I ain't fold. I ain't changed. I didn't move away from what I was doing and how I was acting. I was the same. I came prepared. I came focused. I came ready. So when these actions actually appeared on my doorstep, I can handle it. If you do not know, if you've never read The Art of War, Saint Sue's novel, that's what it's about. It's about you never allow your opponent, anybody you're dealing with, to calculate your moves. You stay quiet. You remain unpredictable. You quickly and not when they're ready. When Drake dropped his record, Kendrick dropped it 5 minutes after him. Art of War. When Drake dropped his song, he was not ready for how prepared Kendrick was. He thumped his record with another record. If you ever watch a news outlet, you know the way to kill a story, y'all? Put another story in front of it, or behind it. If you drop something, I drop something. It kills your momentum. What he did in real time was slow it down. He didn't allow any momentum or buzz going about it. He stomped the energy out. Hip-hop tactic. Art of War tactic. You saw it in real time. So as the conclusion of the beat keep going, we have to understand when something happens, y'all, what do we learn from it? What we learn from it is that never underestimate your opponent. Drake underestimated Kendrick. In war, you respect your enemy even if you're stronger than them. You never know what somebody would do when they're back in the corner. When he didn't respond in those 17 days, all those caption things Drake's was doing, he did a lot. He overextended his hand. He thought, I am that guy. I can torment and talk down to you. Rule number 1, never do that to another man. Rule number 2, when beef is on the table, ain't no rules. You know, I find it real funny when somebody go to beef, when you go to war, everything on the table, baby. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, your mom, everybody. So unless you're really ready to go down the dirt and ready to go at it, don't do it. Unless you're really ready to go in them weeds to have that battle, to have them circumstances, to have them issues being about, don't do it. It's the reason why they try to avoid war at all costs. Because I know if I go that route with you, it's eternal. Unless I'm willing to kill you, you're willing to kill each other, we don't know when this thing will end. So unless you're fully prepared, this is what we learned from the situation. Don't do it. Hip-hop boogeyman? Yes. Artists, Art of War, the power, whatever you want to call it, he performed it. He performed it in real time, and most people underestimate it. And I want you to remember this as my closing thought. He hasn't promoted it. He hasn't made a promo run. He hasn't made a whole track listing where he's actually talking about this. He hasn't. You know what he did? He allowed the music and he understood the elements of hip hop. That's the reason why Kendrick got that huge W and will ever have an L and a lasting stain on Drake's career. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. We going in hot. That part just injured about Kendrick. Now I want to dive into the other. Our boy Drake. Remember, Drake is an artist generation, y'all. Drake's first record. I can't remember the song. You My Everything, You the Best. Drake we grew up around the same time, man. Drake is a little bit older than me. Drake about 5 years older than me, but I've seen Drake steady decline, rise in his momentum. The one biggest flaw that Drake made the mistake with, y'all. He forgot he was hip hop. If you haven't listened to what most people have been saying about Drake, Drake has forgotten that his roots are hip hop. He thought he was bigger than the culture. He thought he was bigger than the game. He thought that I influenced everybody because I had a legacy. No. You got accolades. You got accomplishments. You are the most accomplished hip-hop artist. You're not the greatest. You're the most accomplished. Fair. He's not the most influential. He's not the most greatest. He's not the best that ever lived. You are the most accomplished, hands down. What he failed to understand is that you cannot treat everybody the same. The art of war again. You treated Kendrick as he was an artist beneath you. Any man watching this, never disrespect another man. You don't know what that man is doing when he's backed into a corner. You respect anybody, everybody, every financial level, everybody's ability. Never underestimate anyone. No matter what they got going on, no matter what they got going on right now, you make sure to respect all of your opponents. What he did was he underestimated them. He provoked them. He poked the bear. He said, drop. Y'all remember? I remember all that. I'm old enough to remember that. You mentioned his wife, you mentioned his kids, you mentioned a lot of things that were true or not. Who knows? But you provoked that. When you provoke somebody, you got to know everything is on the table. You got to know. You got to know that if you're going to get gangsta and gully, you can't control how gangsta and gully that man going to get. You can't. And you like that guy, once you get beat up, do you have that same power? Do you have that same pull, gravitas, level of enthusiasm? Oh, no. I mean, you were already declining a little bit, Drake. But now the bubble is really popped. Pusha T chinked the armor already, right? Let's keep it real. Shout out to VA. Push it. Push. And shout out to him. He already showed the blueprint for it. Pusha kind of did. But Kendrick just smashed it in totality. And the one biggest thing that Drake did is that you underestimating your opponents. You did, bro. If anything, that's what you did. You underestimated your man's ability. You underestimated his rapping skills. You underestimated the dedication. You underestimated the influence of what could happen. And you also underestimated who you talk to that way. Second thing Drake underestimated. Drake was tone deaf. Drake is really tone deaf. What does tone deaf mean? If you meet people, right, and they're only around people like themselves and they listen to other people's opinion, when they get in an environment that they're not normally around, they sound kind of crazy. Let me give you an example. If you're a higher income person and you do not go against anybody that has financial struggles, when you go around them and talk and have conversations, you will come off incredibly tone deaf. For example, why don't you just work and buy you a house? You realize they're trying to buy a house, but the incomes is different right now. Why do you people go to jail? Why don't you just work and take care of your kids? You are incredibly tone deaf. You are showing that you have some ignorance. It's a book. I'm going to type it in the chat, y'all. Everybody needs to read every year. And what the book is about is not just business, but it goes into you how as a person you have to update your files. The book is called Who Moved My Cheese. The reason why I love this book so much is that you constantly have to update your skills. You got to smell the cheese. You got to look at it. You can't go around saying this is how it once was. Who cares? You have to know when change comes, I'm willing to adapt to it, not it has to adapt to me. You have to be willing to recreate, redefine, update, change, modify, quit at any moment. We have a false slogan, right? We say the strongest survives. No. The most adaptable person outlives the strongest person. You have to be adaptable. What we saw right now is that Drake hasn't been adaptable. I'm the biggest hip hop artist. I'm the top dog. I'm the most accomplished. I'll talk to anybody the way I want to talk to them. I don't care who you are. I don't care about your rapping ability. I don't care about your social ability. I don't care about your. I don't care how people view you. I'm Drake. What he did was he didn't realize that he was at his equal. Now, even though his equal does not have the quantity of work that he drops, Drake is the most accomplished guy with the most strongest workload. However, he underestimated the craftsmanship it makes to make the records that Kendrick makes. Same beast, right? Different monsters. Different monsters. Kendrick, no marketing, high quality, low output, but his quality of music is exponential. Drake, high quantity, high production, hit, misses, sometimes good, sometimes not. Most accomplished. So what he did was show, I'm going to throw shots in the dark. Hey, I'm the A side. That's a boxing term. That means I'm bigger. Because I'm bigger, I'm just going to throw something out there, no matter if it's true, false, good or bad, and it's going to land because I'm him. What he did not take into consideration is that, A, culturally, you are different, bro. And it shows. 2, you as somebody that you can't let a boy. Number 3, he's better than you. And what I mean by better, craftsmanship, quality of music, and he's essentially what hip hop is. Drake never accounted for, I have not updated my skills, my resume. Even though my expectations are to win the battle and do what I do, he outdid what I did. Not like us, it's back to back. But you know what's worse? It's back to back, but it's better. So what I did in 2016 has been done to me in 2024, but I have no swinging move behind it. I have no move, and I don't even know how to recreate myself. You know what else I noticed? That nobody supports me. You notice how many people have talked bad and negatively about my name, and I've had few people stick up for me and say disparaging things? Do you notice the lack of support that I have, the lack of character I have as a man? Nobody said anything. I wonder why. Because who you are as a man is going to get shown. People don't have to tell me nothing about him. I watch. My dad has this quote I love hearing, y'all. I see better than I hear. I can see who love you. I can see who respect you, have admiration for you. I can see who had respect for your legacy. Why ain't he fighting by my rules and my landslide? You stupid. When there's beef, it's up. Everything is on the table. Everybody can be marked. Everything can be talked about. Avoid war at all costs unless you're ready to risk it all. If you pause my vibes, comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Let me go ahead and play this clip. I want y'all to hear it and see it before I go in. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me see if I can get it rolling. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Thank my people that's here for me.
Celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that shit? TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, CNBC talking about it, CBS talking about it, USA Today talking about it, PBS, everybody but PBS. When that kind of stuff happens, how do you think that benefits us? And that's a story that we don't get into nearly as much as we should. Did it ever occur to anybody to remind yourself of the responsibility we have? I'm not blaming any of the folks there in the audience. They didn't know. And even though BET is owned by Paramount, it's still BET. Black folks everywhere, all up in there. And that's what we celebrate. We, as a community, are going to be held accountable for that. Subliminally, subconsciously. People going to look at us with raised eyebrows and think as a community, oh, you down with that? You cool with that? That's what you celebrate. The collective whole is what matters. Not one individual. God rest his soul. God will deal with him because God knows what he did and what he didn't do. It ain't for me to judge or anybody else to judge, but we saw what we saw. The trial was televised. His actions and his dismissiveness and disassociation and distance from the black community was self-inflicted. He created that. He wanted nothing to do with us. Where's this affinity for him? Where's the evidence that he ever gave a shit about us? I just don't understand. And I think that when it comes to something like that, you got to guard against that. I'd love to know if Tia Mowry knew anything about that. Because had that been me, and they asked me to MC that segment, and I saw that OJ was a part of it, I would not have done it. And if I was on that stage and his face popped up, I would have been mic'd up on camera and I would have been like, I don't know whose idea that was, but I don't have anything to do with that. I didn't know. That's what I would have said. Now, everybody ain't me, and I understand that. And I'm not judging in regards to her or anybody else. I'm just saying, come on. Come on. We all suspect we know what he did, but nobody definitively knows what he did but God himself. Oh,
I wanted to give the comments and give full talent. Miss Hill said, I hope it is Stephen Black this year. That's actually hilarious. I don't know. But let's start off with this. OJ went to court. In his trial, he was found guilty, not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Not talking about his engagement to the black community, not talked about any other situation that happened or occurred. Let's speak specifically about the trial. OJ was found not guilty. I'm not going at him as a human being, but let's get this clear, y'all. If a gentleman is cleared under the court of law in a criminal proceeding, that should be it, right? I'm just asking for clarification. If you are cleared in a criminal trial, no matter my feelings, you are innocent. No matter if I feel like it, if I support it, if I don't, that's what the trial said, right? OJ was an imperfect man. However, we got vindicated facts. We are grown enough and old enough to remember that the people that were prosecuting him and LA at the time was right with racism. If you do not know anything, I want you to look up something called the Spook Hunters. If you don't know anything about Mark Furman, the police officer that went after OJ, watch it again. If you want to watch something that is eye-opening, I want you to watch Mark Furman's plead the fifth comments on the stand. Now that we have the totality, the context, and the information, why shouldn't a man that passed away that was a black, whatever he did in his time, why shouldn't they put up a picture celebrating him? Elvis is celebrated. Thomas Jefferson is celebrated. Andrew Jackson on a $20 bill celebrated. We know these are men with checkered past. Thomas Jefferson had a 14-year-old black enslaved girl live in a bunker underneath his house. Look at that. We're not judging these guys about what they did now. We have to understand that none of these people are perfect. Not being a super OJ fan, but he was found not guilty. In the civil trial, he was found guilty where he had to pay, but we know the burden of proof is much lower in the civil trial. But in the criminal trial where he was faced against evidence, he won. All of this feelings, no matter what you're thinking, we got to put that off of OJ. So when Aaron Rodgers lied about being vaccinated, you didn't have the same injuries you had with Kyrie. When Dana White hit his wife on national TV, and we saw it in Mexico, you didn't have that same energy. What that causes, brother, is inauthenticity. If I pick and choose when I'm upset, if I pick and choose when I want to hold people accountable, your judgment's not to be trusted. If you're 75% with other communities, but 110% with your own, I look at you sideways. And as we've gotten older, as we've seen you in multiple situations, specifically the Kyrie Irving situation and how you personalize that, you can't speak on black issues, brother. And I don't know if no one else has told you that. But until you have that same smoke for the Aaron Rodgers, the Dana Whites of this world, people going to look at you sideways. Even if I didn't like how BET handled the OJ, I'm going to criticize everybody for them glamorizing this man and what his life. He passed away of cancer with children, with a family. He was an icon, a great running back of his time. So what? So what? Is it that big of a deal that you have to go on a 30-minute rant saying this shouldn't be acceptable behavior? Are you even a person that can do that? Are you the person that can go on rants? That's the uncomfortable part. Are you the person that even can even speak on black issues right now? No, you can't. You can't, man. Because when you pick and choose when you want to give your rage, if you pick and choose that if it's a black person, I go at them, you're not like us. I don't care if it's black, white. I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. 100 all the time. But if you've only 100 on certain people, on certain athletes, and on certain things, you become predictable. And nobody else is going to tell you around your circle, but I'm going to tell you, your actions are very predictable, brother. Who you are is predictable. If it's a black athlete, I slam the hammer down. If it's a white athlete, I tread lightly. I speak on the situation, but I tread lightly on the situation. I don't give my full, unapologetically opinion on what I think it is, but I tread lightly. You become unrelatable. It is what it is. When this is a hard-nosed topic that needs to be discussed, race, religion, politics, keep it 100. Nobody will ever get mad at you having a strong opinion. People will only get mad at you if you're not entertaining or inauthentic. Stephen A is under conundrum right now. I know he's trying to get signed. I know he has multiple things going on where he's trying to get paid. He deserves all of that. I'm going to say it to him. He deserves all of that. But what you don't deserve, brother, is to keep on giving these inauthentic takes. To keep on saying you stand for something when you are tone deaf. When you are. OJ did not deserve. He's passed away. He was found vindicated, innocent on all charges. That's what happened. Mark Thurman, the racist cop that did the situation in LA, that had multiple counts of right racism charges in this country, who pleaded the fifth on a trial. Why don't we have documentaries about that gentleman? Who still works to this day. If we're going to tell the truth, y'all, that's one of my ideas and passions I want to keep doing. Tell the truth all the way. We're removing his story, y'all. We're going to start telling the story of America. Until the spirit is broken, it will continue to fester. My closing thoughts. Stephen A, you've become very predictable, brother. On your takes, where you lean, what you got to say, and how you talk to many black Americans. Next subject I want to chop it up on today, man, is Bronny James. Growing up not having something, right? Grew up blue collar. My family provided for me as best as they could. They tried. And I give my parents, shout out to my mom and my daddy. Y'all did a great job raising me and my siblings. Y'all tried y'all best. And I appreciate y'all sacrifices, y'all hard work. Love your mama, love your daddy. Thank you for what you did. But if you are a person or a child that comes from wealth and influence, and you get any leg up, man, the harshness of your life now is bad. Two athletes I think about this right now with: Shedeur Sanders and Bronny James. People do not like them too. Bronny, I feel like, is more humble. Shedeur, I feel like, is a little cocky like his pops. But you gotta overachieve. Bronny James. People say they hate the subject of nepotism. They don't. If anybody ever tells you they hate nepotism, y'all, ask them, do they ever hate, when their parents look out for them? If you hate nepotism, you should also hate you getting the lookout for the layup for. If that's not true, tell them to stop the cap. Tell them to stop the line. Tell them that. I love to use this subject with some people. Some people say they hate politics, right? No, you don't hate politics. You hate politics that you disagree with. You don't hate talking religion. You hate religion that talks differently from you. People that normally hate things do not have the intellectual capacity to have a discourse about something they're uncomfortable with. That's usually what they say. I hate this. No, you don't have the capacity to have an intellectual conversation talking about your subject. That's why that strong form of hate comes from. I hate this. Oh, you don't know how to deal with it. That's what it is. Bronny James' criticism is crazy. First off, the brothers in the Summer League. I've never seen more people quote his stats, field goal percentage, dribbles, breakdown for what he can do. Man, when you are born into wealth, you have no room to grow slowly into your manhood or who you're going to be. You have to be great. I can see why most affluent children looking at it don't have the room to take the heart away, because man, it's hard for y'all. Like, I got to ride the bus, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was on the bus for like 10, 12 years almost, y'all. My parents literally had us on because we didn't have cars and stuff like that. I got to ride the Greyhound, the bus, to figure out what I wanted to be and how I want to develop. But if you're not like that, where can you grow? If you are a man in this climate, right, and you want to try to be established on your own, how can you grow? You got to come in ready. If you're a man that comes from a wealthy, how-to-do family, you can't even have a period of learning. The hate that you receive coming from a great player is so strong now, it's insane. Yes, he's a second-round pick. Yes, he's on the Lakers. Yes, his dad pulled some strings. But to criticize this man that much, to talk this bad about him, he cannot. Media. It is literally hate mail. They are hating him for taking photos with young fans. They are hating Bronny James, saying he didn't deserve it. Man, the man's working hard for it. Is he getting a little leg up? Yeah. Are the Lakers in the championship running? No. Is he actually taking somebody's position? Maybe. But are we really going to talk bad about this man like this man was a D1 athlete? He may not be an NBA player now. That's fair. But his dad is the greatest of all time. He's going to have influence and benefits that I will never have. Why is that even a discussion? You're going to have benefits and things I could never have based off what your parents could do for you. I knew my homeboys that came from affluent families could take plane trips. I couldn't. It wasn't no shade. I knew where I was. I was grateful for what my parents could do for me. And they did a lot for what they could do. They dropped me off. They got me there. They tried. That's all you could ask. But the amount of people that hate on that, man, it's eye-opening. And I honestly feel for the young 19-year-old brother. It makes you not want to pursue the sports that your pops are in. How can you? If the weight on your shoulders is that strong, I don't care how strong they say he is. How can you handle it? How can you learn? How can you grow? How? And if you do bad, there's no sympathy. There is, your pops is this. You had the best trainers in the world. You should be live. Damn, bro. Excuse my language. Dang, bro. Can a man have a bad game? Can he learn? Can he get back in the lab and work on his game? Could he try to get better? Or we just going to trash his legacy? Let me get this right. He has to be an all-star right now. He has to be a superstar player and talent right now. Is that what we saying, people? We really saying this man don't overachieve right now. He ain't that great. It's crazy. It's crazy to like see them expectations in real time because I'm older now, right? I'm older than Bronny. I cannot imagine being 19 having to deal with that. I couldn't. Being a 19-year-old young man having to deal with that on a daily basis, how does that not wear you out? Mentally, physically, spiritually, socially. How does that not like wear you down? He's a strong young brother. He is a great, polished young brother, but he's still a man. And people don't know the journey for manhood takes a longer period of time. Manhood journey does not start until you're 30. So for these next 11 years, he just got to figure it out. Are we going to give him time so he can figure it out, or are we going to keep beating him down? It's like, danged if he do, damned if he don't. We are so harsh on athletes that we think get the benefit of the doubt. And I think it's a money thing. I don't view them as competition. I view Bron and them as who he is, man. He's an outlier. Outliers get benefits that other people don't get. That's okay. My journey was different. My father was not that journey, and that's okay. Who you are, you got to be comfortable with your story, man. You can't compare yourself to Bronny saying he got more. So what? What is that going to do for you right now? On your journey right now, you got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. That's all we can do. But comparing it, saying he shouldn't deserve it, he don't need it, it's crazy. Even if you don't think he deserved it, y'all. And that may be fair. That's maybe how you feel. So what? If you good, you gonna last. If you not, it ain't gonna last. If you do not put in the work over a long period of time, you can't hide the work ethic, y'all. You know the one thing I love about the adult world? Do you know how many people that were doing better than me early on, y'all? That were giving more, that had more, that were given a farther rope early on? It don't matter. As you age, your work ethic, who you are, as you grow with yourself will be shown. The man that I am right now was not the man I was 5 years ago. My effort is beginning to show. My reps, my achievement, me trying different things is starting to show. The ambition of the man will begin to show as you get older. If you are not constantly doing that as a man, it's going to be shown. In the basketball terms, you could tell that Zion and Ben Simmons ain't working on their game. They're talent driven, which is cool. But you could tell somebody like a Halliburton, like a Jaylen Brown, like a Jalen, like a Kawhi Leonard, like a Jason, like an Ant, you could tell they work on it. And when you work on your game, y'all, you can't hide the work ethic. I don't care how talented you are as a man, as a person in real life. A lot of my family members had much more talent and were given much more than me. They ain't got what I got, though. As a man, y'all, that's what's going to be shown. Don't envy. Put your head down, go to work. Because you may not see it right now, but the gap will show itself. You can't hide what you do. You can't hide your work ethic. You can't hide what you be doing. People going to let you know. The streets going to tell you who you are. Your peers, your other men around you will let you know who you are and where you rank and what you're doing. Let them embrace you. Don't talk about what you're doing. Allow it to speak for itself. Allow people that support you and want to be like you to show you how it's going to occur. So, Bronny James, let him happen naturally, ladies and gentlemen. Let who he is as a man be shown. Let Bronny James' work ethic be displayed on his own. If Bronny James ain't meant to be, I ain't got to say it. Time will say it. People will say it. We ain't got to comment on it. All we can do is watch and see where the work is being put in there. That's it. Don't hate. Respect. See. And whoever's working, it's going to show. Period, bro. On to my last and final topic for the day. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. We got a heavy likes tonight. Please like us some more. Like. Brown at the 1, Curry at the 2, KD at the 3, AD at the 4, Embiid at the 5. What? We're not counting when they move in and I move out of the parts. What? Y'all, they could wash. They're going to win gold, hands down. All this talk about they going to have competition, man. Come on, man. What? Come on, man. Ain't no competition. It's them versus them. But if they want to put a stamp or a staple on this, blow the teams out. Steve Kerr, run the score up. Steve Kerr, don't hold no punches. Steve Kerr, show how good the United States really is. Steve Kerr, do not let the foot off the gas pedal. If they want to end that GOAT talk, if I was LeBron James and I wanted to emasculate and dominate the GOAT debate moving forward, push the gas pedal. To me, he's my GOAT anyway. Michael Jordan, not the GOAT. Second greatest player of all time. Just saying. But if LeBron James wants to kill it on every front, blow him out. Beat these teams by 40, 50 points. Make sure it's not even a game. In a better worldwide league, Braun, blow him out. Beat him by 50. Hold no punches. Do whatever it takes to win these games. Win that gold medal. Show that we are going to dominate in a great fashion. You want to slam that debate? Because Jordan still got that feather in his hat, right? Slam the debate. How do I slam it? Killing every mark on his legacy. Every mark. What's the mark? USA, he got me in the titles. Longevity, scoring, and achievements. I'm already scoring achievement, longevity. Now I got to kill the USA one. The only pigeonhole when he's going to have is titles. That's true. He's the most accomplished title scorer ever. Not the best. Also, DeMar DeRozan to the Sacramento Kings. I'm excited to see how that's going to be. They traded out Harrison Barnes. Now they got DeRozan. That's a good move. But we also here to get this work. We're here to talk about these strong points of view. We're here to educate. And we're also here to talk with our people, man. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe to the channel. King Carter channel, man. I'm going to keep getting back in the lab, y'all. I've actually switched over to Adobe, y'all. I've been self-educating myself on everything I do. I self-educate myself. Hopefully, y'all like my new Adobe videos that get to dropping. That's what I'm going to start working back now to make sure I keep telling the stories of this country. I want to use that because my long-term goal, y'all, is to have my own film, producing some of these great icons that we never speak of. And I want to put it in the fashion that's animated, but good. Long-term. I know what's going to happen. I know God got me. I know everything else I'm working on is going to happen one day. I just got to stay the course, man. Like everything in my life. It hasn't been handed to me. It's been delivered. Oh, again, things we wish our parents would have taught us on Amazon. On Amazon, second installment, baby. Oh, excuse me, my prints going everywhere. Second installment, support your boy. I'm gonna have more things going on for the rest of this year. I promise you. I'm gonna try to have some merch, some play, some interview playbacks. I'm gonna try to keep the pressure and the thumb on the metal, along with speaking engagement, along with different things, man. That boy been working on, really installing people, Plus, I want to come in giving more different content on different things. I know I've been pigeonholed myself, but I think these lives have kind of opened me up. So it's been a fun adventure, man. It really has. So, event this Saturday. Hopefully, Hurricane Barrel. Everybody remain safe. Take care of your people, your family. Make sure you check in, shoot them a text. Make sure you are safe. Make sure you got your water. Your phone is charged. Don't worry about the gas and all the car and all that. If something happens, remember, go up, not down. Second opinion. Check in with your people. Make sure you let people know that you all right. If you by yourself, make sure you let people know you by yourself. Make sure you check in with your people. Because one thing I noticed, man, in these times right here, you don't think about how loneliness can affect you. If the power goes out, have some books at the crib. I got a whole library in here. You should have books that you're reading outside of your phone. If you need your phone to be entertained, you need to switch some things up. Read. Some catastrophic, some things happen in life. Make sure you have other ways to keep your mind and your energy going. That's all I want to hear for tonight. So, again, comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Get your book. Share the information. Stay tuned. And when your week start this week, y'all, even though it's different for some people in a certain part of the country, enjoy yourself. Stay sharp. Stay focused. And don't forget, too, y'all, for my last note, I know I keep adding stuff, but I keep ranting. Joe Biden got a major announcement tomorrow. It should be going around 9-10. Stay tuned to it. Remember, politics is the subject of who gets what. We talk about everything here. No matter what it is, good, bad, or indifferent, we talk about it. All right? Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Crowded Gang, enjoy your night. Remain safe. It was awesome to have another live on Sunday. It is I, your gracious host,